Greetings. My name is Abhishek Yadav, registration number 19 BCE 1308, and I'm currently studying in Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai, as a BTech in the BTech program and computer science stream. So this is my DA1 for blockchain and cryptography. The topic for today's slides is smart contracts and Ethereum blockchain. So basically, smart contracts are something that we got from the origination of Ethereum blockchain. So let's get started already. So why smart contracts? So let's first talk about what are traditional contracts. So what our traditional contract is, like we have two parties, A and B, and they have a contract which is basically verified by the third party app or a person or an organization, and then it is like executed and verified by a third party organization or an app or anything else. So basically two parties, they sign a contract, a third party is verifying the contract, and the contract is an execution based on the rules that the third party imposes. So basically this is what a traditional contract is, and let's move on to the smart contract. So what different is about smart contract is what different about smart contract is that it is not like a traditional contract where two parties just meet up, they sign a contract, and they have a third party app and organization to check over the contract. No, basically what a smart contract is that we are trying to cut any third party organization or app that we can. So basically that's what smart contract is. What we are trying to do is we are trying to cut the interference of a third party app within a contract. So this is what smart contract is. So these are what the benefits are of smart contract over traditional contract. So you can say third party, like, yeah, of course, for a traditional contract, you have affidavits and all. So you need a third party organization like government, lawyers, etc. to get a contract signed, and then they will ensure that it is being like implemented, the contract is being held in place. So, and like for smart contract, we already know there's no third party interference. So for execution time for traditional contract is around 1 to 3 days, but on the same hand, like smart contract have like execution in minutes. So remittance, it's a manual process for traditional contract, and smart contract, we have automatic process. Transparency, we don't know like how transparent the third party organization is in traditional contracts. So we say like we don't know how the third party organization works or operates. On the other hand, on smart contract, there is no third party. So basically you are just having a peer-to-peer contract, and since everybody is getting the details of the contract and transactions that are happening, everybody in the blockchain, everybody in the network knows that a transaction or a contract has been made. So there's like a lot of transparency. There can be no more corruptions unless the whole network goes corrupt. So let's talk about the next point, that is archiving. So archiving is difficult in traditional contract, but like smart contract is basically a contract that is based on code, so it is cryptographically secure. So smart contract has a code which is responsible to ensure that the contract is being held. So that's what security is. So cost, we have like traditional contracts are expensive. There's fees you have to pay. You have to pay your lawyer fees. You have to pay the fees to third party organization that you're having that will verify the contract. So traditional contracts are quite expensive, and compared to, on the other hand, smart contracts, there's no need for third party organization. There's no need for unnecessary payments needed to be made. So smart contracts turns out to be cheaper than traditional contract. And of course, signatures, it's a manual process in traditional contract. Everything has to be done like in a witnesses like grace, and like a digital contract, you can just sign your contract with your secret key or your public key or a digital signature. And so like signatures are manual process in traditional like contract. You have to get your signatures verified by the lawyer and all, but in smart contract we can just verify it using a code. So these are like how smart contracts are like more convenient in comparison to smart contracts. So in comparison to traditional contracts. So this is what a smart contract is. And what are smart contracts? So now that we know that like why a smart contract is needed, so now we come to what are smart contracts. So this is our first slide for what is a smart contract. So we will try to explain what is a smart contract with the help of a very simple example of a vending machine. So a vending machine is pretty like easy to understand machine. So what you basically do is you put a $2 note in the vending machine, and after that you hit A1 button or whatever button you want to hit, whatever product you want to get. So A1 button, let's say you hit A1 button which is mapped against the chocolate bar that you want to buy. Of course you can hit any button, and as a result a lever in the vending machine moves and pushes out the chocolate. So basically the transaction that happened between the user and the vending machine can be classified as smart contract because there was no third party organization involved. Like if you want to buy a chocolate, you can also go to a shop. After you go to a shop, you give the $2 note to the shopkeeper. You ask him that you want the chocolate, and like the third party, like the shopkeeper will just get the chocolate to you, and basically that's what like a third party involving is there. So basically what vending machine does is it's all written in a code. You just have to do the things right and it will be executed. Everybody, like the vending machine is making sure that the code will be executed if everything happens in place. So that's what a smart contract is everything when the smart contract is being followed, then the smart contract will not be triggered to take any action against any of the users that it's binding. So smart contracts are self-executing contracts which contains the term conditions of an agreements between the peers. So basically smart contracts, we don't have a third party. Basically, it's just a contract between two peers coming to an agreement. So the terms and conditions of an agreement is written in code. Everything is written in code. Everything is triggered itself, and it executes in blockchain's decentralized platform. And of course it's like a smart contract is executed in blockchain's decentralized platform. That's the whole point of making it secure, making it convenient, making it transparent, removing any third party involving. And so this is what a smart contract is. Basically you just sign a peer-to-peer contract with the agreement that you want to come on to, and you just upload the contract on the blockchain. Every line of the code is the contract, and if anything goes wrong in the agreement will be triggered automatically, and the compensation will be paid to the user which was violated as per the contract. And the people of the blockchain are making sure that the like the smart contract is being ensured, like it's being held in place, like it's being followed. So you don't need to like go to a third party organization. There are people in the nodes in the blockchain that are checking that for you. So it is way more transparent and it is way more secure because like all the people in the blockchain cannot go corrupt and just say that your contract is void. So this is what a smart contract is. Let's continue to this topic, and let's consider with an example. Let's see, we have a girl named Rachel, and she's at the airport, and her flight is delayed. So basically, what happens is that she's at the airport and flight is delayed, but she is gonna get paid the inconvenience fee for the flight being delayed. So, but this inconvenience could have been beneficial to Rachel. As smart contract insurance would ensure she's given compensation for the flight's delay. So basically, she goes to the airport. She has a smart contract insurance with a company. She sees, okay, the flight is a little delayed. And what happens is, as soon as the flight is delayed, the smart contract will automatically be triggered, and the compensation will be given to the user. Or in our case, we have Rachel here. So let's say we have AXA flight delay insurance. Smart contract is one of the examples of Ethereum smart contracts, basically. So AXA is an insurance company. So the smart contract is linked to the database that record flight status. So it's all code. It has everything. It has the flight statuses. It enables automatic compensation when there is delay of 2 hours or more. So basically, it is written in the contract that if the flight is delayed by 2 hours or more, the user who has booked the ticket of the flight and has applied for the insurance for the flight delay insurance will be given the compensation if the flight is 2 hours or more delayed automatically. So there's no manual process. You don't have to go to the judge. You don't have to go to the court to say that it was violated. You need your money back. It's just automatic. As soon as the flight is delayed, you will be compensated with your money. So smart contracts in this way are really convenient because you don't have to manually like check if your contract is in the right. It will be automatically triggered. So coming to the last slide of what is smart contract. A smart contract is created based on the terms and conditions. So basically both peers or both parties or maybe multiple parties come to an agreement. Peer-to-peer agreement, there's no third party involved based on terms and conditions. Based on the code, smart contract holds the company's money until a certain condition is satisfied. So basically, like we can talk about a example as the AXA flight delay insurance company. So it's insurance companies, the money is held within the smart contract. It's held by the smart contract as soon as the flight is delayed, the contract breaks and the money is given to the user as a compensation. So based on the code, smart contract holds the company's money until a certain condition is satisfied. So the condition in our case would be the delaying of the flight. So this smart contract is submitted to the nodes of EVM for evaluation. So basically, it is given for evaluation to all the blockchain, all the nodes in the blockchain. All the nodes of the network executing the code using the EVM must come to the same result. So basically, this is the consensus algorithm, and as soon as the contract is broken or violated, or like a condition is met in a contract, everybody in the blockchain will know that this condition is met, this condition is satisfied, and this because this condition is met, this process will happen now. So everybody will know, and as consensus algorithm will take place, everybody will agree on this same thing. So if the flight is delayed for 2 or more hours, smart contract will be self-executed and a compensation amount will be given to Rachel. So basically, when a smart contract condition is met, everybody in the node will know about it. Everybody will know that, okay, a condition is met, a compensation is being paid. So like there's no what do you say, a violation, or there's no complaint from both of the sides. Like Rachel cannot say that I was not compensated, because it is written in every ledger of the node of the blockchain that the transaction was made. The Rachel was compensated for the delaying of flight, and the flight company cannot say the flight wasn't delayed because the smart contract was triggered. So it is safe for both the peers, and as you can see, it is very transparent. So now we know why we need smart contracts, and we know what are smart contracts. Now let's come on to the advantages of smart contracts. So basically, no intermediaries. So this process executes without the need of a third-party app. We don't need lawyers. We don't need government. We don't need a third-party application. We just need an agreement, and we just need the both peers to come to an agreement and just sign it and just put it on a blockchain. And smart contract is all about the code. So automated. So they are automated with a code which eliminates manual effort for execution. You don't have to manually go into an office, check for your insurance things, go submit your papers. Everything is automatic. Everything is coded. If a condition is met, the code would automatically trigger the process that is related to the condition. High speed. Since smart contract run on programming code, the speed of its execution is higher than the traditional contract. There's no intermediaries effect. Intermediary is added, and it's all like code. It's automatic. So of course it's gonna be more fast than a traditional contract, because there can be nodes in the traditional contract where we have third party which can slow things down. But since it is a code and there's no corruption, there's no human activity involved in this, so basically it's high speed. Secure, as you can definitely know from the above slides, that it is secure, because as data is stored in the decentralized system, the chances of modifying data is difficult, because now everybody has a copy of the data. You cannot modify the data because now everybody will have to change the data. So modifying data, fraud is going to be difficult when we are talking about smart contracts, because modifying a data once it's written, it's really difficult in a blockchain. So accuracy. So based on the requirements, terms and conditions of contract is recorded accurately. So this is the one of the most essential things a smart contract should be able to do is to be behaving like a contract. Like it's a smart contract, but moreover it should be doing it should be functioning as a contract. So just as that, it should be accurate. It should record all the terms and conditions accurately. It should record all the transactions that are going accurately. So that's what are the advantages of a smart contract over a traditional contract or over many things. So now we know why we need smart contracts. We know what are smart contracts. We know the advantages of the smart contracts. So now we're going to come about the implementations of the smart contracts. So these are the applications or implementations, you could say, of smart contracts that is already in place and running. So let's talk about this. So using blockchain in voting process can eliminate malpractices. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a smart contract to ensure that there is no cheating or any other malpractices in the voting process. So let's go ahead with this. So uh, a, a centralized voting system faces a centralized, I'm going to pass the video. Sorry for the inconvenience. So we were at blockchain implementation of smart control. So a centralized voting system faces a lot of problem when it comes to tracking votes. So of course, when it comes to tracking votes, a centralized voting system faces a lot of problem when it comes to security or manual process or many things. Mostly security, because if a one organization is responsible to count votes, they can, if they want to, like do malpractice and just have one party win, another party lose by just doing things and counting and other sorts. So what we do is, what is the implementation of smart chain in voting is we introduce a smart contract to eliminate malpractice. So this is what we're going to do to eliminate malpractice in voting cheating. So what this is, like, first we set terms and conditions in the smart contract, then we set the smart contract on the votes, and the validation is done by the users on the blockchain network. So basically, in like a normal voting system, the counting of votes is done by one organizational party, and it can be bought and can be like fraud. It can just give false information. But when we have issued smart contracts for the same thing, so what we're doing is we are setting terms and conditions that as soon as a person casts vote on someone, like a smart contract will be triggered, validation will be done. Everyone in the blockchain network will know, okay, like some person has just casted one vote for this party, and every voter's vote gets recorded to the ledger and information cannot be modified. So basically, you cannot do malpractices in counting. You cannot change your votes once it's cast, because it's not just one third-party app that is checking the votes or just counting the votes or just checking if nobody's tampering with the vote box. It's everybody in the blockchain. They know everything. They know which person got which vote. They know every voter's vote. It got recorded. It cannot be changed. And there can be like no information malpractice, because everybody in the blockchain already knows how many votes were casted to which party. So there cannot be no malpractice in counting, and there cannot be any malpractice in nobody can tamper with the votes. So this is a very good implementation of smart chain of smart contracts blockchain. So if we've added smart contracts on voting, so we can just reduce malpractices. One more implementation of smart contract we'll talk about. So using blockchain in hospitals can ease the payment process. So consider an example where an individual who purchases health insurance is undergoing treatment. So basically, in a traditional contract, when you get injured, when you have to go to the hospital, you go to the hospital, you go to the reception. Once you go to the reception, you have to get yourself registered, and you have to do everything. You have to pay. You have to type in all your insurance details and other things to get your treatment or your treatment covered basically. So how can we implement blockchain, smart contracts blockchain in this? So what can it do? So let's say we set up a smart contract with an insurance policy and place it in a blockchain. So now what we're doing is, instead of a normal contract with a company, which traditionally is how it is followed. So we're not going to use a normal traditional contract. What we're going to do is we're going to set up a smart contract with an insurance policy written in code, and we're going to place it in the blockchain for everyone in the network to see. So when required, smart contract will be triggered by itself. So what is when required is a condition. When a condition is satisfied, when you have applied for your insurance, or when you have applied for, or when you are like hurt, or you need to pay your hospital bills, when the particular condition is met, smart contract will be triggered by itself. It's no manual process. You don't have to fill in the details. You don't have to send papers and other things to the company. It's every part of the process is automatic. As soon as you're gonna be eligible for the insurance, the smart contract will be triggered, and as a result, required amount of payment from the insurance company to the hospital will be made automatically. You don't have to do payments yourself, and then you can just compensate that amount from the insurance company. Like the amount, as soon as the condition is met, as soon as the smart contract is triggered, the amount will be deducted from the insurance company's hold, and it will be sent to the hospital as your insurance amount. So this is how you can use a blockchain smart contracts in healthcare center to have like a more faster way to do things, to treat urgent emergencies and other things. So these are two implementations that we talked about. One use case that we are also going to talk about in this presentation would be this one. So crowdfunding smart contract. So suppose you want to start a small business, then a lot of funding is required. We obviously know that. So basically, if you're a traditional entrepreneur and you open a startup, and now you want to require like do funds, so there are like campaigns, you have to like ask for funds and other things. So how can we introduce a smart contract in this? So for such problems, like the basic problem in this funding thing is like, why would someone with money would invest in your startup? So like if I have this much stake of the company, so why would I want to purchase that stake of the company? And like what contracts, what guarantee I have that my money is not going to waste? So for such problems, we can use smart contracts. So let's see. So with Ethereum, you can build a smart contract that will hold a contributor's funds unless a given date or goal is met. So basically, smart contracts, a condition is met, a key process will take place, which is linked with the condition. So based on the result, the fund will be released to the contract owners or will be sent back to the contributors. So let's just say you find yourself a sponsor, and the sponsor is ready to give you money, but the sponsor says that he will be taking back the money, or like this percent amount of the money, if this condition is not met, if this condition is not met, if this goal is not met, if this given date is extended, and other things. So everything will be written in the smart contract, every condition. And if the user, or like if I'm taking the funds and I fail to meet the conditions written in the smart contract by the sponsor, then the money will automatically be given to him. And it's not a manual process where he'll have to get it from us, where he'll have to like file a complaint, where like we can just simply run away. It's all automated process. As soon as the condition is met, the money will be given back to the sponsor. So with this, I would like to conclude my presentation of smart contracts, blockchain, Ethereum, and thank you. So this was my day one presentation for blockchain and crypto.